What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerd Lounge 2.0. My name is Austin. This is my beautiful, amazing, forgiving wife, Ray. We are your friendly neighborhood movie review watch couple, movies and shows. And I am back in the doghouse, which is a great place to be. So don't be like me, guys. Stay out of the doghouse with your partners and your people. So don't do that. But on a lighter note, we literally just finished watching the entirety of Invincible on Amazon Prime. So we're going to talk about that today, which is going to be great. We'll do maybe like a brief non-spoiler talk and some spoilers, talking about a bunch of different stuff. Pretty entertaining overall, I think. Oh, can't go into it yet. Sorry.
You're slack, dude.
Did we watch anything else, or did we just put all of our time into watching Invincible?
We put all of our time into Invincible because there's 3 seasons plus the special. Each episode is like 45
to 55 minutes or so
long. So yeah,
8 episodes every season, about, I guess it would be 8, 16, 24 hours of plus like the special, so maybe like 25, 26 hours of Invincible story lore. So if you guys have seen it, let us know what you think about it in the comments. Stay tuned for our spoiler thoughts. But first, to start, I have prepared a little awesome nerd breaker for today. So I have a bunch of pictures from most of the characters from the show Invincible. And I want you to think about what character from a different type of comic book, it could be mostly Marvel if you want, because I know that's what we know most, who you would think is like the most easily comparable hero from the Invincible heroes.
Okay.
Right? And then we can discuss briefly who we think would win in a fight.
Okay.
Okay? So, first up, we have Alan the Alien.
Alan the Alien. Honestly, for me, are you going to give your thoughts as well or no?
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think anyone comes to mind. He reminds me of Futurama. Have you seen Futurama?
Yeah.
That's like, he just reminds me of like a character in, like, he would be in like Futurama.
Oh, okay.
But I don't.
He's like goofy and funny and an alien?
Yeah, there's like no one I would think I could compare him to character wise from like Marvel.
I mean, he's just kind of like a super guy. So he's like kind of a Superman, doesn't have all the Superman powers.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Because he reminds me of what is the Cyclops' name?
Lily?
Yeah.
Lily? I think it's... Or Leela.
Leela,
yeah.
If I swear that is who...
That's who you thought of?
Leela. I don't know. Maybe it's the way they drew him.
Yeah.
But
like the Cyclops
like they come
eye.
maybe from like that same world is what I get when I like see him.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Like they could be related or something?
Okay.
All right. I guess like the only one, and we might have a few overlapping answers based on some of these characters, but I feel like just super strength and super flight just got to be Superman, I guess, or Captain Marvel maybe. But he definitely got a lot stronger through the show, so he's definitely probably comparable super strength. If it was like just super strength and flight against Superman, it's probably be a pretty even fight, I think.
Okay.
So let us know what you guys think in the comments for all of these cool matchups. Next one, Adam Eve.
Adam Eve.
I want to hear what characters you immediately think of.
It's tough because I think like a little bit of Phoenix, like just like a little bit. I think a little bit of like Rogue in there a little bit. There's like, I feel like she's like a mixture of people.
Oh, you're not thinking of who I was thinking of. I thought you were going to think of the first one.
What?
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, she started off as Scarlet Witch, and then in the last episode, spoiler alert, she definitely becomes Phoenix.
Yeah.
She like just becomes, or Captain Marvel going binary.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. That's who she reminds me of.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So honestly, in the last episode, so guys, this is a spoiler warning. What we've seen from her, I feel like she could easily go toe to toe with Phoenix full power or Scarlet Witch full power.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like she would easily go toe to toe.
Okay, we'll save more of that discussion for later.
Okay. The next one, character Darkwing.
Batman.
Obviously Batman. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, very, very.
Like,
not like,
come on. The costume and everything, definitely Batman.
The thing I like about this show is that they were definitely not hiding.
That they were copying?
Well, okay, so forgive us, guys. I did not do enough research on this. Let us know in the comments, and I'll put some information when I post the videos, stuff like that, like the clips and stuff. about which came first, the Invincible comics or like the Marvel characters or the DC characters. So that's actually a really good observation. So before you guys tell us how wrong we are about these characters, which came first, the chicken or the egg, let us know if you guys know, and then we'll also do our research on our own end as well. All right, so who would win, though? The shadow-hopping Darkwing or just Batman?
Batman. He's a shadow-hopping...
No, this guy was going through, like, shadow dimensions.
Oh, well, yeah, shadow dimensions. But it's, like, the same concept, but, like, twisted a little bit differently, obviously.
It's just, like, kind of, like, how his quickness, dodging, and agility, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know who would win that fight. Probably Nightwing, because...
Darkwing.
Dark White, whatever that he is, would win only because he can leave the situation like pretty abruptly.
And he could trap him in there too.
Trap him, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But Batman does have like all the gadgets and stuff.
He does.
So.
He does.
All right. The next character, Duplicate.
I can't think of a person.
No? So there is a character in X-Men comics named Multi-Man or something like that, or Multiple Man. It's pretty much the duplicate body multiplier guy. So he's pretty similar. But it seems like Duplicate is also pretty durable.
Yeah.
She seems pretty durable. She got beat up a lot by some people, but she could hold her own. I didn't think she was going to be as strong as she actually was.
Yeah.
Because she just was. I thought she was going to be just a multiplier character, but no, she was pretty strong. She had some pretty good fight scenes. So let us know. And the multiplier man, I think it's called like Multiple Man or something like that. I think he's just kind of a basic human type character, but mutants do have like stronger
abilities,
like body, like they're just like more durable than regular humans. Yeah. So yeah, let us know. Next one, Immortal. The Immortal.
Wolverine.
You thought Wolverine?
I get Wolverine vibes from Immortal.
He's pretty Wolverine vibes.
I was watching him.
Wolverine can't fly, but if it was like a fist fight,
he can't fly. But I was getting Wolverine, just like the way, like his character.
Sure.
You look at him, and I get like Wolverine vibes.
He is honestly Wolverine vibes, and if it was just like a fist fight,
this fool has died twice and came back.
Like regenerating, essentially.
Yeah. He's gotten his head chopped off twice
and surgically put back on.
Yes, and he's been peachy keen fine. So that's the vibes I get from him.
That's a good observation, actually.
What do you get?
I was just probably gonna go again with the Superman fight, but I think Superman would rip him to pieces.
Yeah.
But I like the Wolverine idea. I think if
his name is Immortal.
Yeah, so I think like as long as you can build his body back, he can regenerate.
He can't die.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Cool character, pretty cool character. Definitely seems had some, he was trying to think of my thoughts. He was like pretty complex character, So yeah, we'll talk more about the characters, things like that as we go further into the episode. The next one, Invincible.
Invincible reminds me of Robin. I don't know why. I look at him, I think like Batman and Robin, but I see like Robin. Mm-hmm. Like he's cool. Talk about that a little bit later. He's cool.
Yeah.
But I get Robin vibes. Who do you get?
What kind of vibes I get? I mean, yeah, I guess like the Robin character that goes bad in the comics is called Nightwing. Like it's literally like Nightwing. So I get like the Nightwing vibes. Mm-hmm. He's like the Robin that turned bad essentially, but obviously like he couldn't fight him because Invincible is probably one of the strongest people.
And what we'll do too is that at the end of this video, we will literally go online, Google the comparison that is like where they got the inspiration from these characters, and you can put it on at like the end.
Oh, I could do it in editing. I could do it in editing. Yeah. All right. So yeah, what do you guys think? Invincible, like who would he fight? He could probably go toe to toe with Superman. I would definitely think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like just how he did in the very end against like he's like. The more beat down he gets, the stronger he gets, essentially. Or like, the Debatable. Angrier he gets. Huh?
Debatable.
Okay. All right, next one. Let's see who you think. Monster Girl.
I think a Green Goblin.
Green Goblin? I was thinking Hulk.
Really?
Yeah, it's a character that transforms into a giant green monster.
I mean, true. I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, I look at how I see Goblin.
I mean, his face...
But yeah, I can see Hulk.
The design does look like the Green Goblin.
I can see Hulk, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, she literally transforms into a green monster. Bruce Banner transforms into a green monster.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Who's very durable, very strong and fast.
He just doesn't age backwards.
Yeah, true.
She has, like, Benjamin Button disease as well. But, yeah, true.
But I feel like Hulk would rip Monster Girl in half.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with that.
Yeah. So next one, Omni-Man.
Omni-Man? Superman,
yeah. Definitely Superman vibes.
Omni-Man is a daddy.
He's a daddy?
He is a...
I like, honestly, when he gets like the beard growing.
He's a daddy. Like at the end, when he was getting all beat up, I was like, oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. And he's voiced by a daddy himself, J.K. Simmons. So
yeah, he's a daddy.
All right, next character on the list, Rexplode.
I think we would both agree that he is very similar to Gambit.
He's got like Gambit vibes. Seems like he
talking
like kind of sarcastic, kind of like a ladies' man a little bit. Charges things to make them explode in kind of like a Gambit way, where he charges things as cards and stuff, and he's like throws his little batons and charges them and it explodes. So I definitely got Gambit vibes pretty early on. I did not expect him to be as like durable, essentially as strong as he was. You know, but we'll talk about more of these characters in depth as we go through. And if you want to come back to this picture, we can.
Okay.
All right, next character. So we have them split. So we have Robot and Rudy,
who is essentially the same person,
right?
Essentially,
Robot is like, yeah, they are the same person, but I got Robot vibes. I got like a little bit of Ultron vibes.
I got like Iron Man, Ultron. Yeah. Like if Iron Man was strictly just a robot,
like on the ground, not really. Yeah,
just like the brains of it all. Yeah,
and
I get the same vibes.
Yeah, and Rudy, I don't know if you know this character. He was a little bit in X-Men '97. That character Forge, who like creates things. He's like super smart. If he sees something in his mind, he can create it.
Honestly, I have to take a picture. I'm a picture person.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, he's just kind of like a smart guy. He's kind of like a Tony Stark, I guess. A tech inventor type guy.
I'm not really aware of like his true emotions, trying to figure them out.
Sure, that's a good comparison. Yeah. All right, next two we have Bulletproof and Black Samson.
Bulletproof reminds me of
Falcon.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Falcon is like a decent one, yeah, especially with his like the new suit that he gets and stuff. Yeah.
I get Falcon vibes.
He flies. He's pretty super strong.
Black Samson, though, I don't think I have a comparison for Black Samson.
Black Samson, I was probably just gonna go like Black Panther, I guess, because he's just strong on the ground, doesn't really fly.
I guess so.
He's got like just super strength that probably would be comparable to Black Panther in the suit, in the vibranium suit and stuff like that. So
they definitely took away from a lot of comic book characters, but like we said, we don't know what would come first.
Yes. And I will post in the video like which ones it came first or anything like that, because we didn't do the research right now, but I'll do it in post. All right, the next character is Shapesmith. Shapesmith
reminds me of Richard Reed.
Reed Richards.
Yeah. Richard Reed.
Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the easiest one. Yeah.
There's no one else I can think of that he's comparable to.
Or the kind of original Miss Marvel, who was kind of like a stretchy person.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next one, Shrinking Ray.
Wasp.
Well, yeah, Wasp. I was thinking like Ant-Man.
That's like essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, Wasp. They both shrink, get big,
Wasp.
shrink, get big, shrink, get big.
Right. Yeah, she was a pretty cool character.
She was. I wish she was in it for more.
Yeah, she didn't really fight at the end, huh?
No,
just Rex did.
She was probably sad.
Yeah, that's
Her
true.
man's just.
Yeah. All right.
She was heartbroken.
That's true.
She was forlorn.
All right, the last character on the list, Titan. Yeah. What vibes do you get from him? It's like the obvious one.
The obvious one?
Yeah, it covers himself in a super hard material substance. Super strong and...
Who?
Colossus.
Oh. Nah, I don't get Colossus vibes.
You don't get Colossus vibes? You cover yourself in metal. You cover yourself in rock.
I don't get Colossus vibes.
That was immediately the first thing I thought of.
I don't get Colossus vibes from him at all.
What?
At all.
How would you not get Colossus vibes?
Because Colossus is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just
saying though, like I don't get those vibes from him.
He literally like covers himself in a rock, and then the other Colossus covers himself in a metal. That's like
yeah, but you shoot Colossus when he's metal, and a part of it doesn't come off. You shoot this guy, and a part of his rock comes off.
No, that's what I'm saying. Colossus would like destroy Titan.
Yeah. I don't have anyone I think I can compare him to. I, for one, really didn't like his character.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I really didn't.
No.
But I was thinking like Korg. Like that's how much I don't like.
There you go.
This guy.
Korg is actually a pretty good one. Yeah. That's a good pull. Yeah.
That was. Yeah. I don't know. Not much to say about that guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was like our little Nerd Breaker character.
Sorry,
discussion.
This one wasn't so exciting and
Yeah. but yeah. So, what about you guys? How do you guys think about these characters? What characters would you compare them to? Let us know in the comments. So we're going to go right into our review of seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Invincible. I did not watch the Adam Eve special, but my wife did. So I'm going to put the spotlight on her, and she's going to talk about it for a sec.
Right now? Yeah, it's just like a separate piece about Eve. It's just about like her upbringing, her parents, like what happened. So her parents in the show are not her real parents. Her birth mom is like in the experimental hospital, and there's like a scientist guy, and if I remember, it is, I don't remember who the black guy was. I probably should have wrote that down. But there's like a bad guy who wants the baby, because they're experimenting on like Adam Eve, like as she's a fetus, to give her like her powers or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And the good guy, the good doctor, and we'll put names for the good, the bad, because there's so many names I can't remember them all. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of characters in the show.
Austin will put like a name or like a picture.
Yes.
Possibly.
Right about here.
If I talk slower, okay, about it. And I'm really just explaining it to him. But
yeah, because I didn't watch it.
And so he takes the mom to the hospital because she's like in labor. She thinks she's gonna make it. And the bad guy's like, no, you need to bring her back. Like, she's my property. Blah blah blah. Ends up having the baby in the hospital. Mom doesn't make it. But also the parents that Eve has now, they're also at the hospital. Their baby didn't make it.
Oh.
So what the doctor does is that he swaps.
Baby swap.
Yeah, swap, because he tells the good guy tells the bad guy, oh, the baby didn't make it either.
Oh.
And so then they're like, the doctor comes, or the nurse comes in with now Eve's parents now. And says, oh, I don't know what happened. It's a miracle. She's fine. She's alive. And it's basically just like this journey that Eve's gone through in her life, like her first best friend. She shows her first.
Is it like an actual origin Eve story? Okay.
She shows like her her first best friend, her superpowers. Best friend gets like freaked out, doesn't want to talk to her anymore, type of thing. Eve going to school. Yeah, it's really just like a journey about like her upbringing, you know, her finding out her powers and then coming into a point where she's at now.
Does it lead into like her being in the show and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of like it gives her like an origin timeline into like the main storyline.
Right.
Okay, cool. Right on.
Right.
All right. Very cool. So we'll talk about.
And sorry, spoiler. Her dad has always been an asshole.
He's never.
Always been an asshole.
Yeah. Always been a jerk.
Always been a jerk.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why you got to be nice to our kids, because that's probably how they view you.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, you don't
thanks for telling 8 people.
You're so welcome.
We're gonna go right into spoilers for Invincible season 1, 2, and 3. And if you guys don't care about spoilers, stick around. If you care about the spoilers, you can fast forward or skip this part of the video. But season 1, there's a lot going on already in season 1. I feel like it was very. I don't know. I feel like the entire show, they packed so much stuff in that they didn't know what to do with everything. So if they're planning on making like 17 seasons, then I feel like they're doing fine because they have so much information for us to unpack.
Well, I think because there's so many characters that you're able to make so many seasons.
Yeah, you really can. But like season 1 for me felt like It almost felt like they didn't think they were gonna get like a season 2, so they're trying to put like every single thing in there that they can. Like the first like 3 seasons were like, oh, like here's like okay, Mark, like he gets his powers, and then him and Dad are training, and then there's like a villain, and then they kill him, and then episode 2 there's like a villain, and they stop him, and then episode 3 there's like a villain, and there's like all these villains, and all these things are popping up. And things are like ending super quickly, and then like there's the teen team with like Adam, Eve, and Rex, and you meet everybody, and then it goes into like
AKA Teen Titans, basically.
The Teen Titans, you know, and then there's like the twin like blue Mauler guys who like were like in it, and then they were gone for like 8 episodes, and they came back, and then they were gone again. And they were like a villain. I know they were in jail, and then was the first season the Angstrom Levy guy? Was that the first season or the second season?
Angstrom Levy.
I think that was the second season where he broke him out. Don't they find him in the first season?
Angstrom
Levy is the dimensional portal guy.
Angstrom Levy, that was season 2.
Okay.
Season 1 is basically just not like an origin, but season 1 just kind of shows who Omni-Man is.
It kind of shows a lot about Omni-Man. That's true. It kind of shows.
It shows you like who is Omni-Man, and then season 2 goes into like, yeah, like there's a lot of stuff happening in all of these seasons, but like the base of it all is now you know who Omni-Man is. Season 2 is
learning more about Mark now.
You're learning a little bit more about Mark and like what side he wants to go with. Like, does he go with like not giving a shit, or does he like, you know, do what's right? Like, it's like, you know, he's like a teenager, college and girlfriend and superhero, so it's like really focused on like self-identity, I guess you would say. Mm-hmm. And then season 3 is like also him like breaking out of like that mold, because like now he doesn't want to like fall in the footsteps of like his dad for like his little brother. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like you need to understand more of this.
Okay. Stuff. All right. Hey, I'm sorry. We watched all of the seasons in like 5 days, so forgive me if things are like completely jumbled together.
They're a little jumbled.
You know?
But it's fine. This disclaimer, I know like a lot of times, and I'm going to say this right now, a lot of times a lot of our podcasts are super structured and like we just, you know, 1, 2, and 3, pretty straight and narrow and basic. For this episode, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk freely. And I think that's something that we never really do.
Sure.
We never really have like a freely open discussion, real thoughts about things.
We're just going to talk pretty freely about Invincible.
Yeah.
And it might seem bouncing aroundy. It might seem jumbled. It might seem...
And that's fine.
Not structured. But hey, this show for some of it didn't seem that structured. So, okay.
Well, I'm going to say right now, I liked it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
I did not like it. I thought season 3 was great. I just thought that like they had so much going on that they didn't know like where to stick to. You know, like it's the first season like builds up Omni-Man, and then he kind of like turns, and then he's like, this is like my purpose, and I get that. And then he like leaves and goes to like the bug planet and has like a bug baby. And has like a half baby with like the bug queen or whatever, and then he's like a pretty decent character, the kid, and Oliver. And then season 2 is
that is season 2,
huh?
That is season 2.
Oh no, I know, but like the first season is like pretty much building up like
Omni-Man,
developing Omni-Man. The first episode, literally, Omni-Man kills like the original Guardians of the Globe, and it's like super violent. I was like, what is happening? This is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that at all. And then the next season is like Mark like developing more, and there's like there's like villains scattered throughout, and then Angstrom Levy is like kind of like the main guy they kind of focus around, right? And then season 2 ends, I think, not memorably. It literally is just like, it felt like the way it ended, it felt like, okay, well, we just needed to fill time to get to season 3. That's kind of how I felt.
Okay.
You want to have
interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
Like I thought, like Cecil was like a good character. He was like a good foil to, like, essentially he was like a Nick Fury type.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought Cecil, like, they were gonna flip the script and he was gonna be like this bad guy.
He was like
partially good.
He was like a good guy that
partially
did bad things.
Yeah, like there was like as you go through the seasons, there's definitely like reasons to why Cecil is doing like what he's doing, I guess. In terms of like letting some bad guys go free or like working with some bad guys in the green scheme, like of all the things, is like just to like make sure that Earth is like fine. You know, it's like if I got to work with you because you could be like super sick, danger killing, flame throwing robots, you're gonna give that to me, or you're gonna rot in this damn cell not eat shit and die.
That's true.
You know, and they're like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
It was pretty brutal.
And then people are like, why are you working? Cecil, why are you working with him? And it's like, because you almost got fucking killed. So, true. Like, you're not leaving me a choice. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. See? You're right. No, you're like,
Cecil's a pretty good character.
The characters, yeah, they all had like decently believable motivations for doing the things that they did and stuff like that. So you definitely learned that like the Viltrumites like just kind of truly are bad guys. They're just like world conquerors, you know. But like I think it was season 2 or was it season 3 where like the chick, her name was Anissa, she was like, hey Mark, we're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, and then you got time to get these people in line or we're gonna send another guy after you. It's like the Viltrumite thing felt like so secondary when it should have been the primary thing. But if they're building that up to be like the 4th season or the 5th season or whatever it is, it makes sense because now you're building up like a very strong, like with this final fight with the guy Conquest, is building up a very strong story of now like the Viltrumite thing, you know. Well, that's like,
kind of too. You have to think about it. Jumping, and I'm gonna say when we're jumping from season to season. In season 3, if you think about it, Conquest comes and he's supposed to be like the strongest one. Like they sent him from planet to planet to like
conquer.
Yeah,
get him in line.
And the fact that this dude didn't come back.
Oh,
he's not going back
to the Viltrumite Empire thing?
Right. Yeah. So that's gonna send a message right then and there
that like they got some firepower.
Yeah,
that's true.
Also, do we think that Invincible is an appropriate name for Mark?
I mean, he's not invincible, but he like is really hard to kill.
So far he has been really hard to kill. I don't think he's invincible though.
Well, no, he's not invincible, but
I'm just saying that name. It kind of bothered me the whole time. I'm like, you can take a punch, you can give a punch. I get it. The name for him though, I don't know if I agree with it.
Well, yeah, he's not like invincible. Someone invincible is like completely impervious to like damage. But
I don't know.
But he's super hard to kill.
He is, I guess. Yeah. I also thought like when I thought like some super sick shit was gonna happen when he got like super angry, like laser beam eyes, or
I know there's no laser eyes.
Like
in this show,
there's not. Like I thought something was like, oh shit, he's pissed, like it's about to go down, and it's just like no, he just like flew super fast and punched someone in the jaw,
super
and like,
hard.
I'm like, yeah, he cracked like the jaw in half, but
of who? Of Conquest?
No, it wasn't Conquest. I forget who he did it to.
Was it like one of the Viltrumites? I don't remember. There's so many.
There's so many characters.
Fight scenes in this movie.
There's a lot of fight scenes. I will also give it up to the gore factor.
I didn't expect the gore factor.
I did not either.
I did not expect the gore factor. It's a superhero show, but it is not for children. I'll tell you that.
I definitely went into this thinking, oh, like the first like two or three episodes, I was like, this is gonna be like X-Men '97. Like this is gonna be like cool or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it did it like first.
And then the end of the first
got to
episode,
like the scene with Omni-Man and the Guardians, and dude, that scene, I was like, oh shit.
He like punches through somebody's face, or like he like I think the first guy, he like the speedster guy, he like smashes his head. I was like,
yeah, like as he's trying to like run, and he just like,
I was like, this is where the show's going. That's crazy.
Yeah, gore factor A+.
Yeah, killed it.
You did a good job.
Definitely.
Kids like it too, which probably shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, maybe not, but you know.
They enjoy it.
But it's just mostly bloody. That's like most of it. There's like some adult themes, but it's mostly just like bloody, gruesome stuff.
I think for season 1, that was probably like my favorite episode.
The first episode?
The episode with him killing the Guardians.
That was the first episode. That was the very end of the first episode.
I think, I guess you're right.
It was literally the first episode.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. Like, I was literally watching it for like the first 20 minutes. I was like, Omni-Man seems like a good guy. This guy's just like, he's a good dad. He's like trying to coach Mark up. This is great. And it gets to the end, and then they're like, Omni-Man. He's like, oh, I'm going to just murder all you guys. And then I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Omni-Man is not the greatest guy, seems. But then he comes back, and he's got like a really cool arc and a redemption arc and things like that. So there's all these cool arcs. Everyone's got a pretty good arc. But, I mean, was I entertained? Yes.
I was entertained.
But at the risk of getting destroyed on the internet, which I don't care about, I'm going to absolutely compare the show to The Boys, which is another Amazon Prime show.
I agree. I'm
going to absolutely compare this show to The Boys because...
Superhero pretending to be good turns bad.
Yes, Homelander.
Yeah,
Homelander.
I agree.
So the first season, it's like, oh, Homelander's the big bad guy. Oh, no, we're going to like bait and switch that. Second season, oh, it's Homelander. Oh, no, but now it's this character. Okay, Homelander's still there. Oh, the third season, oh, it's Homelander. Oh, no, now it's this other character called Soldier Boy. Oh, okay, now we're going into that. And then it's like, if you're building up to like Homelander being like your big bad guy, like... You're taking too long, in my opinion. If like the Viltrumite thing, okay, but maybe there's more to unpack in.
Well, I think that's why in season 3 it ends off with Cecil saying if he wakes up,
tell us about
he's going to tell us everything about the Viltrumites because. But like that's also another thing. Like that last, he's like he literally says if he so much as twitches, this whole thing is gonna blow up. So, but it's like you're saying if you wake up and he twitches, he's gonna die.
So how are you gonna get information anyway?
So how are you gonna get information?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe Cecil didn't think it through.
Cecil, call me. We can talk.
Yeah.
That's how Austin winks.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a great show. Do you have a favorite character in the show? I'm gonna try to guess your character.
Okay.
Favorite character.
Hold on, wait. Let me think. Who is my favorite character? This is hard. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters. My favorite character. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna guess your character.
It's between two.
I'm gonna say Adam Eve.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Omni-Man.
No.
Okay, I don't know.
Even though, like I said, he is a daddy.
I don't know.
It's between Rex and Cecil.
Okay. Oh, Cecil. Okay, that was my next guess. That was my next guess.
I just like the little talking comments.
Yeah.
Like Rex is like, we are about to die. Like he'll say like little shit like that. Or like when him and what's her name? Not Beast Girl. What's her name?
Monster Girl?
Monster Girl.
Oh, they have like funny banter.
When like they first met,
yeah.
And she was like something, oh, about your tiny dick. And then they get into that fight. I think that like little shit like that is funny.
Yeah.
Or like Cecil, like he sees his fight and then he's like, oh shit, where are we at? Who else do we got? You know?
Yeah, true.
So little stuff like that.
People are like dying. Is like, who else can I send into this death storm right here? Yeah.
He's like, we're so person. This is the person. He was like, sir, that person died last week. He was like, we don't got no one else.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So those are probably like my two favorite characters.
Okay.
Your favorite character is Rex?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he reminds you of Gambit.
It's just because like I love his voice actor. I won't tell you who it is because I want to do a game with you later in a minute.
We looked up yesterday.
What's his name?
I don't know his name, but it's the same guy in How to Be Single.
Oh, who's like, yeah, we love each other now or whatever. Like, weren't they? He's like,
yeah, you're invited to our wedding. And he was like, no, you're not.
Yeah. He was also in Big Mouth.
He was in Big Mouth. He was also in some really dumb movie we watched on like Netflix.
Oh, it was called like The Long Trip or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know his name though.
The Long Road or The Long Trip. His name is Jason Mantzoukas.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is your guys' favorite character in Invincible? Let us know in the comments and we can talk about it. Do you have a favorite fight scene? Favorite action scene?
Favorite action scene would be the Infight season 3 episode.
It was very It was very entertaining. It was actually really good. It was like a straight Superman fight, flying through buildings and crashing everything, and it was like 20 minutes of the episode, which was crazy. The animation was really great in it. I think my favorite fight scene was also in season 3, which was the Omni-Man and Alan the Alien fighting the other Viltrumites and Battle Beast.
Yeah.
In the spaceship. That was a good fight. It was pretty long too.
Yeah. Also, I will say the other fight scene that was really good is Omni-Man and Invincible on the planet. Was it not Thorax?
Thraxin or something
Thraxin?
Like that? Yeah.
With the Viltrumites.
Oh, the 3.
Yeah.
There was 3 that came, right? Or 2?
It was 3.
It was 3, and he smashed one's face, and there was the other 2, like the lady with the...
with the arrow ponytail.
With the ponytail knife thing. Yeah, that was a good fight. That was actually a pretty good fight.
So there are some pretty decent fight scenes.
Yeah, and Viltrumites are crazy powerful.
Dude, they wreck some shit.
They're crazy powerful. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. They're very cool fictional type of character. So
yeah.
What about you guys? What is your guys' favorite action scene, favorite fight scene in Invincible? Let us know. Let's talk about some heroes and villains. How many villains are in this damn show?
Like 25.
There's like a lot.
There's like a lot of villains.
There's like a lot of villains. There's so many sub storylines. There's like villain storylines. Who are like the most notable ones that you can think of?
Notable ones?
The most ones that I guess have the most screen time, or
the Electro guy.
I think his name was Powerplex.
His name is Scott. Yeah, but his name is Powerplex.
As soon as I heard Scott, I was like, Cyclops. Because his name is Scott.
Oh, really?
His name is Scott Summers.
Well, I know, like the name. That's who you thought of.
Well, I just thought Scott.
I thought of Electro.
Well, yeah, he's definitely like an Electro type.
Yeah. Who was another one for me? I want to say the elephant.
the elephant guy.
He's like everyone's like training person to fight again.
Just kind of a gimmicky character. He's getting all mad. You guys just fighting me to train?
Yeah, he was like, I'm not your training dummy.
Pretty great. Obviously, a kind of a ripoff of the Rhino, which is funny. So, or the Rhino could be a ripoff of the elephant. We don't know.
You never know.
You never know.
What about you? For villains,
there's like Dr. Seismic, who seemed like pretty interesting. The Mahler twins making the clones.
The Mahler twins are awesome.
You think so?
They're just like, no, I'm the clone. No, or no, I'm the original. You're the clone. No, I'm the clone. No, you're the like this whole back and forth on who's the original and who's the clone. I guess goes on for almost every episode.
It's like their entire thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like multiple Paul showed up in the end. There was. Like many Viltrumites, like a few Viltrumites showed up.
And it doesn't really leave from multiple Paul. It just shows he like escaped.
Yeah, and it kind of just like leaves him out, right? So, but it's like the thing you got to think about is, are you going to introduce these characters and then somehow bring them back into future storylines?
I think so.
I would imagine. I would think.
Because now, what's his name? The robot
Machine
guy.
Head.
Machine Head is now back in the
as
chair.
like this like gang boss guy. Yeah.
So
true.
There's like definitely room.
And he's like holding Titan under his thumb again, right? Yeah. No, there's they're definitely, hopefully they're setting up things to get crazy, because this show is already crazy. So many things going on. Like if you said pinpoint what happened in episode 3, season 1, I'd be like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, there's so many things that happen. Things move really fast, but the characters have, I think, a really good like chemistry. Like the team, like the new team, the Guardians team that they build, I think is like really fun and great chemistry. And I thought Immortal was a decent character. He's kind of like your Captain America type also, I guess, you know, kind of like your leader. So they kind of hit all the archetypes. They have like the sassy, sarcastic guy with Rex. They have like the steadfast leader who's Immortal. They have like the I don't know, Adam Eve, who's like your love interest and things like that. But what about heroes? You guys, do you have like, we were talking about like our favorite character, but are the heroes compelling? Are they well written?
I think for the most part they're okay. The only character that I think I don't 100% agree with is Shapeshifter. Shapesmith.
The names too.
Same different.
The names too.
Shapesmith. That's like the only character I don't really like mess with. You know what I mean? Like he's funny, he's quirky, he's a Martian, you know. But he just, I don't know, he's just kind of there.
A little bit.
He's like the take the punch guy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's gonna punch me. Then he comes and it's like, oh, I'm fine.
True.
No trouble here.
He's kind of just like...
He's like the goofy,
he's just
quirky,
kind of the comic relief
kind of guy.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Okay. I can see that. Who do you think had the best character arc across the 3 seasons?
Best character arc?
Yes.
Ooh. I mean, of course I can say Invincible.
The top, like, you could definitely, like, Invincible and Omni-Man obviously are probably like the top runners because Omni-Man had like I think him actually becoming like sympathetic and emotional was really good, but then I think the opposite is also really true for Mark, starting that way and then becoming like more hardened and sour and stuff like that.
I would also say Debbie.
The mom?
The mom. Yeah.
Yes.
Like the fact that like she's in love with this person and now she has to learn how to like not live with this person because this person is like bad, and then just like maneuver her life like through everything that's going on, still trying to be okay. Then she gets her husband's child that he had an affair with, like, and the most that she did out of all of that was drink some wine and break a couple wine glasses.
That's true. She was like,
Mark comes home, Mark is sad. She's like, Mark, you have to do it. You have to, like, this is what you're supposed to do.
She definitely like kept the viewer like grounded, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, things are crazy in this world, but here's the mom who's like always trying to stay level headed. And she has her moments where she's like crying and being angry and sad, things like that, which is like probably stuff that we would all do or all are, you know, guilty of at some point. But yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even really think about her because there's so many things going on, you kind of forget about our
regular people,
our ground characters. Yeah. That's true.
I think Debbie.
Yeah. Okay.
I like her.
What do you think about the animation, the mix of the 2D and the 3D animation?
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, it feels very X-Men 97 almost.
Yeah. X-Men 97 was like super like hyper stylized.
Yeah.
And so is this show, but yeah, I mean there was definitely some parts. I think like there was something in like season 2 where it was, I think during like the writer's strike or something like that, where like people just kind of got lazy. Animation was like lazy, but I don't really know if I saw that. I thought it was all pretty done pretty well. I definitely did think the animation was pretty good throughout. I think definitely like in the first season, some of like, I don't know, I can't really think of it. I gotta go back and like watch a little bit of it, but there's definitely like some parts where like the flying where it just seems like kind of stale. They're kind of just like floating along and things like that. But I really did think it was really funny and clever in season 2 where it goes to Comic-Con. And you pointed this out to me where the guy's like, if you've ever noticed, man, someone cuts away and they're not talking and then you think you go to this big zoom out and nothing's moving. You think it's animated, but it's just a still frame. It was funny. It was very like self-aware and self-deprecating a little bit, which I thought was actually really funny. So, but definitely definitely in season 3, whatever happened, they upped their game because that final fight scene where they're like circling around and like bouncing off each other and then going around. It was very cool. It felt very Dragon Ball Z to me, was that last fight. So, yeah. What you got any other thoughts about the animation?
No, I thought the animation was fine. I've never obviously been a big person on like
or the art style or
that's never really like bothered me. I think more for me, I'm more of a listener than like a very observant watcher. Like I try to notice smaller details now, but for me, I like to more so listen to like the dialogue of what's going on.
True. Yeah.
So for me, the animation didn't bother me.
Yeah. No, I don't think it bothered me. I just think that in something in like season 2 or something, there was
a little.
Well, I think there was like, because I think it was like something happened. I'll put some information right here. There was like 4 episodes and then like a break and then the last 4 episodes. I think it was season 2.
Okay.
But I'll put some information on the screen so we can look at it together. But yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was fine. The animation was fine. The characters, the designs were cool.
Yeah.
Very unique character designs.
What do you think about Invincible's new suit?
I thought it was like more clean than the first one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It reminds me of a praying mantis with the eyes.
With the eyes.
I'm sorry. It reminds me of a bug.
I know. Yeah. I got like bug vibes from them. Yeah, a little bit. Oh my gosh. Speaking of bug vibes, this is like, we're jumping around here, but what about the very obvious where it goes into a separate dimension and it's the very obvious Spider-Man fighting the very obvious Dr. Octopus.
Yeah,
And his name was Prof. Ock.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm like.
But then like the Spider-Man guy says, he's like, I already know you're from a different universe or something like that. It's like you're definitely pulling in like
multiverse
stuff.
Yeah. So it's like, obviously there's like not very many original, unique ideas of like characters and especially comic books, right? But the way that like this was designed, it just leads me to believe that like all of this stuff was created well after Marvel had existed. There's like no way any of these characters like preceded.
Let's fact check it right now.
All right, we're gonna pass it to Ray with some information.
It says the series began publication on January 22nd, 2003, before coming to a close on February 14, 2018.
It came to a close, like it was like they finished.
That's what it says.
They did everything they wanted to do with it.
2003 and February 2018, I guess so.
Okay.
With 144 issues of the comic.
Oh.
So I would say Marvel was definitely out.
Very well established.
Yeah.
All of the characters that they pretty much drew from were pretty much, I believe, created in like the 70s, 80s range, maybe even earlier. So, yeah.
It says it is based on the comic book by Image Comics. Creator Robert Kirkman clearly draws on inspiration from established superhero properties such as Marvel and DC.
Sure. Okay. All right. There you go.
There we go.
Okay. So now you can't talk nothing about us that we don't know nothing. Because it's very clearly inspired by Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and Captain America and all these characters and stuff like that. So, thank you for doing some research. Appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
You're so welcome.
All right. So the next little category for us to talk about is writing/pacing/story. What do you think about it? I thought the first season was super fast. I think it was like, I don't know, like you're building up to like the end with Omni-Man, but then you're throwing all the stuff in the middle of it too. But I guess it like helps to serve building the characters.
Yeah,
right?
like you put all that stuff in the middle for it to, because first of all, in the middle of all that, you have.
Scooby. Here.
Stop it. He was in there. Stop it.
Sit. All right, sorry, I'm gonna start over. All right, the next category that we're gonna talk about is writing and /pacing/story. So how do you think about it? I know that like I feel like the first season was pretty jammed, packed full of stuff, but I guess it like exists to build up our characters, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't think it was fast paced because like first episode, Scooby, come on, buddy.
Come here.
Jesus Christ. I'm just going to pick it up from first episode.
Mm-hmm. I know. Go ahead. All right. Sit. Okay.
Okay. First episode, you have Mark, and then you have the fact that Omni-Man destroyed the Guardians. Okay. Whatever. That happened. Now you have him for like I think like 4-ish seasons. I'm just like trying to figure it off my brain. Not 4 seasons, 4 episodes of him trying to like not
turn evil,
but like try to convince everyone like he didn't do it. Like Mark,
true.
His wife, he's like training Mark.
Oh yeah, and there's the whole like Detective Darkblood like.
Yeah, he like went away.
Guy from HE Double Hockey Sticks, who was there for like I thought he was a cool character, but then he like disappeared completely.
And it's like it's like Debbie being like, "What's wrong with you?" to Omni-Man.
Yeah,
to
true.
Nolan of being like, "You just buried your friends and now you want to get pizza. Like, what's going on?" And then she is trying to figure out like piecing stuff together, you know.
That's a good point. I totally forgot about all that stuff because there's so much that happens. I forgot about all that stuff.
And then, you know, oh wait, no, that's season 2. No, that's season 1. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, that's season 1. That's season 1. Because season 2 is Omni-Man is gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
The first half of season 2 is he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like figuring everything out. You know, and now Mark is like trying to do this thing with his dad, like Nolan is telling Mark, this is how we are, this is how you have to be, and like you see the little pieces from like their conversations of him being like, Mark being like, I want to be just like you, and Nolan being like, you will be, but like you have to be prepared for this, and you have to do this, you have to do that, like dropping little hints, and then also him telling Debbie like, do you trust me, like this, like, you know. And then him being like, I, you know, kind of regret some of the things I did, because now he regrets Mark getting his his powers, because now he knows, like, Mark has his powers. Now they're for sure going to come for me, you know? And then the conflict between him and Mark at the end of beating up your own son, and then your son being, and then, you know, Nolan saying, after all these people are dead, after 500 years, what will you still have? And Mark being like, I'll still have you, Dad. You know, and then Omni-Man being like, shit.
And then
like
is that
feeling
when
something. And then
that's when he leaves. Yeah.
That's when he leaves. And then season 2 is picking up.
Right after that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So there was actually like, it wasn't as sporadic as you think it was. It just is like a lot of like Debbie is dealing and Mark is dealing, and Nolan's trying to cover it up, and Cecil's trying to figure out like why he killed the Guardians.
Cecil pretty much figured it out pretty quick, I think.
Yeah.
Same with the Detective Darkblood character,
Yeah. And I think that the only reason why he got rid of Detective Darkblood is because he didn't want the detective guy to put it out there that Omni-Man actually killed them.
Oh, see, that's what Cecil did?
Yeah, because Cecil said, I need to figure out why Nolan did it.
Oh, sure.
And then
and not just like that he did it?
Yeah, and banished him back to hell.
HE double hockey sticks.
So yeah, season 1, you gotta pay attention more.
You know what? It's not that I was not paying attention. It's that there was so much other white noise in the damn episode, in the damn season, that I'm like thinking, what do I focus on?
And then Mark's in high school and he likes Amber, and then him and Amber,
and then like that whole thing.
There is a lot that goes on, but it's not as jam packed as you think it is.
It's pretty jam packed, man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's pretty jam packed.
He's a slack, guys.
I'm not a slack. Okay. All right. So, next little topic, casting and voice acting. How do you think about it?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I think everyone's voice fit them appropriately.
I think I agree with this. Okay. So, I'm going to do a little game with my wife right now. This is unscripted.
Oh, great.
Let's get a 35-second timer.
35 seconds?
No, let's make it 45. 45 seconds.
I'm scared, guys.
We'll do 45 seconds on the clock, and we'll both take a turn. Okay?
5 seconds?
I don't know. Like, do you think you need... Okay. I mean, I don't know. 45 seconds might be too long. Because I don't think you're going to get very many from this little question I'm going to ask.
Okay.
No, I don't want to set her up. Okay. Let's run it. Okay, we got this. Let's do 45 seconds.
This is going to be so bad.
All right. 45 seconds. I want you to name as many characters and their voice actor.
Oh, hell no. I'm not doing that. He's already set me up for failure.
Right,
are you kidding me?
All right, do me then.
I'll just do Austin, because I don't even remember half people's names in the goddamn show. And you want me to do voice actors?
All right. Okay. Let's do 45 seconds. Yeah. Because you know how
many movies? Dude, do you guys actually know how much shit we watch?
We watch like...
Once a week, we're watching like 40 episodes of...
Like in a week.
In a week.
We watch like 30... We watch like all of the season of this. We watch 30 episodes of that. We watch 10 movies of this. 10 vampire movies, whatever it is.
He wants... Okay. All right.
All right. Ready, guys?
You want me to do characters, or do you just want to name off?
I'm going to name pairs. I'm going to name the voice actor and the character.
Okay.
In 45 seconds.
45
and we'll see
seconds.
how many I get.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Set. Oh, wait, that says 10 minutes. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Set. Go.
Stephen Yeun is Invincible. J.K. Simmons is, what's-his-face, Omni-Man. Sandra Oh is Debbie. Walton Goggins is Cecil. Sterling K. Brown is Angstrom Lee. Jason Mantzoukas is Rex. Conquest was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I don't remember. May Whitman was somebody, but I can't remember who. I don't remember who Immortal was. Maybe I was not as good as I thought I was going to be at this. I thought I was going to be really great at this. I guess that's all. I guess that's all.
You have 10 seconds.
Oh, really? I only got 10 seconds? I don't remember. I think that's it. I thought I was gonna kill that. I thought I was gonna get like 40 of them.
You missed the most important person.
Don't tell me. I said J.K. Simmons.
No.
I said Walton. I said
No.
Cecil. Don't tell me. Andrew Reynolds is a character.
That's not how I was thinking.
Zazie Beetz.
No.
Zazie Beetz was damn Amber. Well, what, you know one?
I know one. I know one.
That I didn't get? Now you feel so proud.
I was so proud.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because he co-produced the show or whatever.
Oh, Seth Rogen.
God. It's Alan.
Seth Rogen.
He literally helped right
Ray's like, I won the challenge anyway.
I got it. That's the most important character.
Can't believe I forgot that.
That's what I was like waiting for you to say.
You are right though. Like as we were watching it, I was like, oh, it's just Seth Rogen. But he matched the character.
He did, and it wasn't over.
It wasn't like too
comical.
Seth Rogen-y.
It wasn't over. Like, and honestly, what I've noticed too about Seth Rogen, if you notice like a lot of actual movies he's in now, it's not the same character.
He dials it down. Yeah.
Which is like really good.
I think he's trying to be like an actual actor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, like I think Seth Rogen's a great actor. I think he's good. I love when characters that are known for a specific type of character or role go against that and do a different type of movie. I think it's really important. So super awesome. So let us know in the comments who's your favorite actor who's like typecasted that did a different type of movie and it made you think, wow, like I could actually have some range. Let us know. So voice acting, voice cast. I thought everybody was pretty correct in their characters. Like in the very end, it took me a minute to find out who it was because I try to do this thing where I listen to the character before I look up who they're voiced by. And the end character, Conquest, was voiced by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I don't know if you can put a picture to his face, but he was in that movie Rampage. You remember Rampage?
Yeah.
He was like the agent guy who's like, hey, what's up? I'm from the South. I'm like kind of a cowboy, but I'm like the agent guy.
Yeah.
That's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay.
He was in like Walking Dead, and he was in a movie called The Watchmen and a bunch of other stuff. But I was like, he was actually really great. I was like, dang, this guy's like menacing. He was Conquest was actually a really great villain. Because I personally love when villains are just like evil for the sake of being evil.
I love when, because you've been evil for so long, the little speech he was giving to Invincible in his ear.
About the other Viltrumites.
He's like, everyone is afraid of me. He was like, I don't have friends. I don't have friends. Everyone is scared of me. He was like, I don't even get a real name. You know, he was saying
just
that.
A purpose.
He was like, sometimes I want to go back to my room and cry, but I can't. You know, it's like being like that vulnerable state, knowing that this person is going to be like the last person to hear it potentially.
Sure.
I thought that was great. Or like when he licked
the blood.
Yeah.
Adam Eve's
blood, and he was like delicious. He was like, now I understand
why you like the humans, or why you like this planet or whatever. Yeah,
like those little key scenes. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, like you've seen him for like 20 minutes in the entire show, and he's probably easily one of the most memorable characters.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree, 100%.
Yeah, great character, super great. Right, that's true. Like when you think of like when he's like whispering, he's probably thinking.
And it's quiet, and it's like almost like somber.
He's probably thinking like. Yeah, like cathartic and like therapeutic a little bit. You're probably thinking like Invincible's gonna be the last person to hear this. Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of spill my.
But then also when they pull away from Chuck and then you see Conquest's eyes, like he looks like he wants to cry. Like it's almost like the character feels bad for himself.
That's like the way he is. Yeah.
He's like no one knows I'm capable of so much more.
Sure.
He's like, this is all
they think I am good for. Essentially. Yeah. No, like they literally built sympathy for like essentially a hated character with like really good writing and character development within like his one kind of scene. And you're like, wait, is this guy like the bad guy, or is he kind of like, is he the bad guy in our eyes, but in his eyes, you know, he thinks everyone's the hero of their own story type thing, you know? So,
I mean, you can also argue that about the Viltrumites. Like the Viltrumites literally, their whole like thing is we want to take over the earth to like ensure it's like security. But then it's like, we're going to come and kill people.
But to do that.
But here's the thing though, if you think about it, it's like, if we don't come, these people are going to die anyways.
Yeah.
we're saying we want to come in like, but we also don't know if that's true or if that's false, you know?
Yeah, maybe we'll find out later on.
Yeah, like you want to make them slaves, but like we don't know that.
But they say we're providing like health and security and technology.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that. So
and it's like, you're sad we're killing these people. But like at the end of the day, if we don't come, they're gonna die tomorrow anyway.
But I think it was like season 2 where it's like shows like the alternate timelines of like Omni-Man and Mark.
Oh.
Where he's like, if you guys don't rebel, everything's fine.
Yeah.
You guys are doing this, like gaslighting them, like you did this, you killed them.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, all this stuff is super duper interesting.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I'm excited, and I usually don't get excited for like stuff like this. I'm like, it was all right, but this was I liked it.
Yeah.
A lot.
So thank you, internet, for shoving Invincible reviews and stuff down our faces. Because if it wasn't jam-packed all over our feeds, I wouldn't be like, well, we gotta watch Invincible now.
No,
because I never watched any of it.
Dude, no lie. I put a picture on my Instagram, like my story. Like, what was it, like maybe 4 days ago, me laying in the bed watching it. And I got like 5 messages from people on Instagram that I don't really talk to people on my Instagram. They're like friends and stuff from work. And they're like, you're watching Invincible? You're watching Invincible? And I'm like, you guys like this shit? And they're like, yeah, I'm almost done with the first season. And I'm like, dude, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was actually cool.
You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. So go watch Invincible, guys. Give us your opinions about it. The last little thing I wrote down for this, and we can do our final thoughts at the end, was what is the coolest and the lamest power in the show?
Coolest and the lamest power. Ooh.
You know,
I don't know.
What do you think?
I think the coolest power for me is Adam Eve.
Well, yeah, it's got to be like powers of just like materialization.
But I don't think you heard when she was in the womb, they basically put blockers in her for her powers.
I saw that part.
So at the
end, I was like, you are Phoenix.
Yeah, so at the end, when she gets like close to death.
Yeah. She breaks free from that.
Those blockers like null and void.
Yeah.
So I think that is like super sick.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you just are just.
The like, your power manifests itself beyond your like.
But you can control like what matter and like atoms.
She literally can control like, yeah, she can like, it was like, I think she said she can, yeah, she can like control matter, yeah, or something like that.
Well, aren't we made out of matter?
Yeah.
So I would just like be like, okay, you're a pile of dust. Okay, you're a shoe.
Something. Oh no, she said she can't do it with sentient beings.
Yeah, sentient beings. Okay, that's true. Okay, whatever.
So she can like, I got like a lot of Green Lantern vibes from her. How Green Lantern can like create things.
So this episode was supposed to be the worst DC movies of all time, and I started Green Lantern and then I fell asleep because spoiler alert, it's that bad. So I wouldn't entirely know if I would get the same vibes.
Okay.
Costume wise, a little bit. Costume wise, yes.
There you go. Yeah, coolest power. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like everyone is just kind of a super guy. So the coolest power is probably, I mean, it's probably either that or like Angstrom Levy, like the dimensional portaling. That was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah.
You know, he can't portal himself within his like dimension, but he can portal to outside dimensions, which I thought was cool. That he portaled like all of his alternate selves and stuff. I thought that stuff was actually pretty cool. So, what do you guys think is the coolest power in Invincible? Do you have a lamest power?
Honestly, I don't.
That we've seen, I guess?
I don't think so. I think every time I think about one of their powers, they're all justified.
They're all pretty unique in their own way. Like,
Duplicate, it's super tight that she can keep like her real self away and like sing so like she never really dies.
Right.
Immortal, he's immortal. His name explains it. Mm-hmm. Even Shapesmith, the fact that he can embody a different person because he turns himself into Invincible in the fight with
the other Invincibles.
No, with the lecture guy.
Powerplex. Oh, that's right.
Because he's like, something you want Invincible, and then he turns up. He's like, is this better?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I want the real Invincible.
Like an actual
shapeshifter. That's really cool.
Yeah. That's true. All the powers like made sense.
Yeah.
There was nothing that was just like lame.
I guess the lamest, if I had to pick a lame person for this, I would maybe have to say Rudy.
Yeah, but he was still like purposeful. But I agree.
He had a lot of information. He gave like, oh, this fight we are not gonna win this fight because these like random Martians came out of nowhere and their technology is light years above and they die because their time, like in the first couple seasons, remember, like they rapid age or whatever the case was.
Oh, those first alien guys? Yeah. Yeah, there's so many things that happen. For
the most part, Rudy just had like a little bit of like, yeah, he did tinker with a bunch of stuff. But if I had to get rid of one person, I guess, or like if someone had like the lamest power, I'd maybe have to say Rudy.
Yeah, I can see that. True. Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't like Dr. Seismic or whatever his name was. Dr. Seismic.
Is that the guy that was making the...
That was like the lava magma guy. The guy who would
with the earthquake
controls like the earthquake stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought he was lame. Like he seemed pretty strong, but I just thought he was lame the whole entire time. I was like, this guy's... It's like a little bald old man.
Oh, it's gonna be you, honey.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right. So that was a lot of jumbled Invincible talk. Do you have like any final thoughts? Things that this is the part if you think you forgot something, let's talk about it right now.
No, I mean, I think that this show played on every level of emotion, I guess you can say, that you can think of. It played on love. It played on sadness. It played on loss. It played on deception. It really pulled a lot of strings and really, for me, helped me like get to engulf within my characters. Played in sympathy, like you do feel super sympathetic for some of the people.
Yeah, and like the relationships seem organic.
Yeah, like, and like, of course, superheroes don't exist, right? But even the fact that, like, Mark wants to go to college, but he can't go to college because he has, like, all these obligations. He has a girlfriend. He's letting the girlfriend down. And then Mark goes to his mom, like, what do I do? How'd you feel with dad? You know? And she's like, he was always gone. And I just learned to deal with it. So, like, I definitely like that aspect of it. I like that.
A lot of relatability.
Yeah. Even though Mark is like, I'm getting my ass kicked by, like, literally everyone. I'm not going to give up until I'm literally fucking dead. You know?
Yeah. That is true.
I will say the only thing that peeved me is that at the end when Mark Invincible and Adam Eve are laying like in a circle that the guy punched, then all these other superheroes show up. They get like teleported there to get them. Like, it's like, where the fuck were you guys at 25 minutes ago?
Well, yeah, but honestly, like, I feel like Cecil probably didn't put him in.
He has to do this?
Well, it's probably like Cecil's pretty of like a real guy, so he was probably saying, you guys can't even touch this guy.
Yeah,
he was probably being like, you guys probably can't touch this Viltrumite if Invincible can't touch him, because remember, he was like, strongest Viltrumite we've ever encountered, and Mark is the strongest person on this planet.
Yeah,
so what good are, like, if Mark can defeat other people in that room, what could they do against Conquest?
Yeah,
you know. But I agree with you about like them like showing up, but you know.
What did you think about the original Guardians? Their characters, they were only in it for like 15 minutes.
They were very formulaic. The Aqua guy was like Aquaman and Namor. There was the Red Rush, who's obviously the Flash. There was War Woman, who was obviously
Wonder Woman.
There was like the Shapeshifter. There was like the Martian Man guy, who was Martian Manhunter and Fantastic Four. Yeah. And I can't even remember the other ones. Oh, there was like green. There was like the green lady. I think she was like, I don't know, I guess like Ghost, and she like disappeared and stuff like that. Yeah. He like punched her when she was like invisible. I guess she's kind of like a ghost or like maybe like a Green Lantern type or something like that. But yeah, they were very formulaic archetype characters. They served their purpose.
Intro purpose.
They served their purpose to, you know, and Immortal obviously, but yeah, they definitely served their purpose for. They almost got Omni-Man.
And what's his name? Not Night. Is it Nightwing? No, not Nightwing.
Darkwing. Darkwing was in there too. Yeah,
no,
the original Darkwing. Who was
the other guy? The bald guy who's on the team all the way to the end.
On Black Samson?
That's not the Rock guy, right?
Titan.
Titan is the Rock guy?
Titan wasn't in there. Yeah.
Okay, you said Black Samson. I think that's who I'm talking about. Sorry, I gotta fact check real quick so you guys don't yell at me on the internet. Because you guys like to yell at. I won't even say the word. But you know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Black Samson. He's like the guy, like, we're a family, or like we're a team
that
guy.
was Black Samson, yeah.
So like He's who was it who called him out? He was like, "Oh, you left the Guardians when basically shit was going down, and now you're back. Like you want to brag about like you were with the Guardians, like." But it's like, where was he? Was he gone? Because he was not in that fight. So he obviously left before Omni-Man. I believe so.
I don't remember because it was the first episode of the first season. I don't think he was in the fight. I don't think he was there.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't, but then he comes back and they're like, "Oh, you want to brag that you were a part of the Guardians, but you left them."
Oh, okay. I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you brought in a character that we never even got to see, like in the beginning, type of thing.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
True.
You just said, "Oh, like he was in the Guardians. We'll just put this. We have this character. We'll just use him for this.
Right.
He's already written up. We'll just toss him in there."
Okay.
That's how I felt.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have any final thoughts. I think I got all my thoughts out there in the web sphere.
There was a couple sexual scenes too.
There was like some sexual scenes. There was a little bit of that.
Alan sacrificing himself in space so the Viltrumites getting torn apart and his eye getting popped out.
Oh, and they got rebuilt and stuff.
He was like, it's really strange to see your eye popping out from your eye.
Yeah.
So.
Rex sacrificing himself.
It
was very Gambit-y from X-Men 97. I'm sorry, it super was. Like, Gambit charging up the whole robot thing and then destroying them both, and then Rex saying, "I'm going to ignite my entire skeleton."
Which is sick, by the way.
But I thought that was a really good...
He was like, "My entire skeleton, dumbass," or something like that.
Yeah.
And then just shit, so like, that was cool.
My entire fucking skeleton or something, yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, he was a great character. Like, getting shot in that, like, getting...
This fool got shot in the head and came back.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, there goes Rex," and then he's like, "Oh, I'm still alive." That was wild. I didn't think he was like that super.
Hand. And he was like, "Will you shut the fuck up?" It's like that's like some shit I would say.
I thought it was like for a minute there, I was like, it's just Jason Mantzoukas being Jason Mantzoukas, but the characters that he voices are all like super appropriate for his voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The character from Big Mouth, very appropriate use of his voice.
Yeah.
This character Rex, very appropriate use of his voice. The sarcastic, jerky, but then he has like his kind of like rebirthing, and he kind of becomes like a good guy again. You know, so yeah, very, very great voice cast, very good acting and stuff like that. So highly recommend. Do I think it's like my favorite show of all time? No. Is it good? Yeah. The season 3 is obviously the best season so far. Hopefully they make more.
Really? I think season 1 was the best season
No.
for me. I think season 1 was the best season, but I think season 3 towards the end had like, well, for me, just season 3, like the end fight was like the best one.
Sure, I agree with the end fight, and I do agree with like season 1 keeping it on Mark and Omni-Man. You know, like keeping it more contained of like, this is our scope, and then season 2 they go into space and all this crazy stuff, and season 3 gets like pretty wild out there. But yeah, I don't know. So let us know what your guys' favorite season of the show is, and is there any final thoughts?
No, I just thought it was good. I was not expecting to like it, you guys. I wasn't.
I had no idea what to expect. The only thing I knew about it was that it was like a superhero show that was super violent.
Austin was like, "You need to watch all these episodes. There's 3 seasons. You need to watch it by this date." And I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And then I watched the first episode, and I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, if that's where you're gonna end episode 1 of the first season, I'm like, all right.
I'm like, okay, I can get into this.
Sure. I'm like, oh, Guardians of the Globe, they're super sick, and then they just get obliterated.
We're gonna see so much more of this. I was like, oh, we're gonna see them use their powers. And it's like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. But super. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch it. I've already started watching it again.
It's definitely a listed for sure, guys. So yeah, very cool. So that's gonna wrap up our thoughts. Do you have one of those?
Question of the day?
Yeah.
I don't have like a serious question of the day. I guess my question of the day is, do you guys even like us? Do you guys even like us? If you were doing your own podcast and you watch ours, what is something that you would change maybe that we do? Or what would you like to see more from us?
Sure.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
We're not gonna do any like, I don't have like a comic booky question, but what is, when you watch podcasts, is like, what are you guys expecting from those podcasters, I guess?
Yeah, sure. I agree with that. Okay. I can dig that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you guys can make your own segment for us.
Yeah, let us know some ideas for segments, and we'll definitely do them like a fan segment or something like that. My question of the day would probably be, if you had a superpower, what would be the most obvious superpower that would get you noticed by the government, and the most not obvious superpower that you could hide from the government?
I hate that question.
Why? Why?
Pick a different question.
All we ask is superhero questions.
I know. Would you rather fight or swim? Pick a different question.
All right.
Something different. Be original.
That was original.
Okay, if you could be from any superhero verse, Marvel, DC, Invincible, X-Men 97, what verse would you want to be from, and who would you want to be? That is a good question.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Apparently my questions suck.
I'm just saying, because there's so many characters out there. Or if you could build a character from all of those verses, what would your character withhold?
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's my question. Would you rather fly or swim? Would you rather jump or run?
Some people have cool jumping.
Would you rather fly or crawl?
I mean, I guess if you're crawling on buildings like Spider-Man.
Would you rather have wings or a cape? Like, come on.
All right. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap it up. Bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wasn't too off the wall, jumbled up, but I'll do my best to edit it in a way that is digestible.
But also, if you like this kind of format of us just like talking and just going back and forth about the whole open discussion instead of like the more structured based podcast, definitely let us know. We'll take that information. So
all right, as always, my name is Austin. This is my beautiful wife Ray. We are the Nerd Lounge 2.0. Thank you for nerding out with us. See you later.